In that 5 years, I built 496 homes for them.
Holy Dinah, dude.
He referred to me as a dog in his conversation. He's like, "You
Oh
don't
my.
talk to me. You don't talk to my dog. You talk to me."
Oh,
And
yeah.
so,
Well, that's fair. There's only so much bullshit a guy could
yeah,
take.
for a guy who lets me learn and pushes me to be better, so it's great. I wish I'd had it sooner in life.
You have to have your release or your hobby or whatever that thing
Yeah.
is, else anybody goes a little stir crazy.
I wish I
Oh,
could rewind time, if you could only be 25, 30 years younger to do this over again, but it's just how life is.
yeah, that's a good
That
one too. I
I
like
like
that one.
that. That
Yeah.
was a good show.
Yeah.
It's got like the Lamborghini tractor.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. This is Better Building with Buck. Today I have Terry with LIDA Homes. And today we're going to have a bullshit and see where this goes. I'm looking forward to chatting with Terry and understanding a little bit about him and how he got to where he is now and what gets him excited to get up in the morning and do this wild and crazy adventure that we're on of building houses and trying to make some money along the way.
Yeah, life.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah. So Terry, why don't you chat with me a little bit about like where your career started and how you kind of ended up with Lida and
yeah, yeah, it's kind of evolved naturally, I guess. It started in high school. I had a buddy, him and his dad did, custom homes and renovations just on his own.
cool.
And he would help his dad out on weekends and whatnot. So, and then I started doing that. They needed some more help. So just cleaning sites, and next thing you know, led to some back framing and then more framing and some siding. And then graduation came along, and I had somewhat of a plan. Decided to go get my lumber grading ticket,
Oh, okay,
but
cool.
it wasn't a good time. They started closing sawmills and stuff, so they weren't looking for any new guys. So um, I got into roofed for 5 years.
Okay.
But being on the island, born and raised, it's the winters are slow here. There's not a lot of new roofs to do, and the re-roofing is like almost next to nothing with all the rain. So
Right.
I got tired of doing that, and I worked at like a video rental store and stuff in
Oh
the
yeah.
winter to keep out of trouble until roofing picked up. But I had a steady relationship, and it was time to kind of grow up and do something. So I bought a plane ticket to Calgary, and off I went. 6 months ahead of us getting married to find work, and I got a job as an estimator with a precast company.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, they taught me from scratch. I didn't have any lick of estimating in me at all that I had done. So
So were you
uh,
doing that with like at that point was it like spreadsheets or was it like a digital takeoff or like what were they?
it was so in Alberta, because of the frost,
Yeah.
they hang off of brackets a lot of their front porches and steps and
Oh,
whatnot.
okay.
So they're made inside on steel forms.
Oh,
And
cool.
you make lefts and rights because you have a garage typically, right?
Yeah.
And um, so I would go measure those after they would backfill. I would go
Oh,
site measure
yeah.
and then give them a quote.
Oh,
So
okay.
we had it was pretty easy because they had price lists.
Oh, okay.
So they had their standard size steps. So if it was 4, 5, 6 feet wide, 3 riser, 4 riser, 6 riser,
Oh,
etc.,
I see.
I just looked and it was this price
Right.
based
Okay.
on that volume of builder. So,
Right.
if you built under 100 homes, you got this price. If you built
Mm,
100 to 300, you got this price,
right.
because it's production building in Alberta for the most part. There's some custom, of course, but it's huge production. So, um, yeah, and then custom step, same thing. Like you had your different finishes. So if they wanted an exposed step or a stamp step, like we had our different prices.
Okay.
Or if you wanted a porch, we could do the porch as well. So they were just built in two pieces and put
Oh,
together on site. So they would build the stairs separate from the porch part, and then and essentially they would just drill holes right through the foundation, put on
wow.
these brackets, bolt it from the backside with steel plates and a nut,
Yeah.
hang either the step or the porch, and shim it with bricks and metal shims and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
And then they do the same thing, the steps. If it was a porch and they would use a two-piece, they would just drill holes through that and then bolt the steps on.
Did you actually do any on-site portion of that, or were you strictly on the estimating at that point?
I assisted, every now and again if a driver needed some help
Okay.
with an install or particular install that was tricky or something, or some eyes or whatnot, logistics or site stuff. Maybe there was a house already built on the one side. He couldn't see in the entryway, it was like maybe around the corner of the garage. Like, I'd have to help sometimes with that stuff, but I never did any full installs myself. I just
Okay.
assisted as needed in my travels as I was doing my estimating. So,
Cool.
and then that just kind of grew over time. The guy that hired me, eventually went through his own issues and whatnot, and they let him go. And then I took over the division, hired someone under me, trained them. And then I got to a point where it was just, people almost needed to to die for me to proceed or progress in the company any further.
Right.
And they weren't that old, so it
Right.
wasn't looking very good. I'm like, well, what am I going to do here? So I got a good rapport with a bunch of the builders, and I applied to the three I thought would be best to work for. All three interviewed me, all three wanted to hire me, and I picked one and went with it. So,
Oh, nice.
nothing, it wasn't guaranteed. It was kind of a demotion. Like, I had to start off as a site assistant
Right.
and work my way up. And within a year, I was a superintendent for Morrison Homes.
Okay.
And I worked for them for 5 years. And in that 5 years, I built 496 homes for them.
Holy Dinah, dude. That's
Yeah,
absurd.
that
That's a lot of
was
responsibility.
yeah, it was absurd. Me and an assistant running around. There was 3, 4 times in that 4 years from when I got promoted where I had 60 homes on the go.
Jesus. Is your ass
Yeah.
still on fire?
Yeah, no, it cooled down quite substantially. As soon as you take that ferry, things calm down a bit. So, yeah. Um,
Oh, man.
yeah, needless to say, I got burnt out. It
Yeah.
was a great company, and I liked a lot of the people they had in place. I always knew I was going to get back to the island. It was probably just sooner than we wanted. Our kids, by that point, we had a couple kids, a dog. I was married. We wanted to be close to family. It was going to happen eventually. It just happened a little sooner. So they made some changes because they thought I was, one of the indestructible ones and could make it through anything. So once they saw that I was heading on, they decided to, manage workloads better and stuff like that. But it was
Right.
a great company. We run Builder of the Year every year I was there.
Wow, good for you, man.
They had a
That's
pretty decent culture. It was a good place. I learned a lot.
yeah.
And yeah. So, anyways, at the point where I got burnt out, the wife was actually cleaning the bathroom. I remember vividly. I'm like, I can't keep up this pace anymore, babe. We got to move back home. She was cleaning the bathroom, literally. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yep."
Oh,
So,
well, it
yeah,
must have been like for you to remember the exact moment too. Like it sounded like when you said that you went there and
yeah,
you that memory is there where you went, okay, I've done my part here.
yeah,
I like there's nothing left of me, so I can't I'll be back for another 2 weeks or whatever of this, and then I
yeah.
gotta get on with my life to grab my
So,
some sanity back.
yeah, and it was right before Christmas.
Okay.
We were about to fly home actually for Christmas. So, while I was home, I went around, did some interviews, and found like a mom and pop operation in Duncan called
Okay.
Nikon, and I worked on and off for him for the next 14. So,
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, he hired me on as a construction manager. So I pretty much ran operations. He'd been a guy that been doing it for quite some time. Same thing. He kind of took over the business from his dad.
Okay.
Um, his dad, the family background was they owned in Chetwynd, Alberta. They owned a lumber yard
Oh, okay.
and retired from that. Sold, retired, moved to the island, and to keep out of trouble, the dad was building homes here and there,
Oh, nice.
and he did that with his dad, and then just kept going with it. So, he had gained quite a bit over the years and had deep pockets, and we did a lot of spec.
Oh, okay.
So he would do his own developments and houses and whatnot. So it was kind of nice when you're your own customers yourself most of the time. So
Yeah, it takes some of the mental fatigue out of it,
yeah,
but
um, but anyways, he went through his battles. I actually left for a short period in that 14 years and went and finished a big building downtown here in Victoria, on Humboldt and Blanchard, the Parkside Resort and Spa, it's called.
oh, cool.
They had one tower completed and the other tower wasn't quite complete yet. So I finished it off, got the spa finished and the pool finished and up and running, got their maintenance program up and running.
Nice.
A friend of mine was managing the building, so that was kind of my in there. And the guy that I was working for, he was, like I said, he was going through a divorce and it was not a happy time
Right.
at the time. So I did that. I was doing some side work, worked for Vic Truss actually for a little while as a
Oh, okay.
salesperson, just to keep out of trouble. And then
Yeah.
he called back after a year and a half asking if I wanted to go for breakfast.
Oh, nice.
And he said he had changed and maybe we could hash things out. He'd been through three guys since I left. So we went and had breakfast and essentially he said, if you come back, if I stay if I just buy the land and plan the developments that I want done, you take care of the rest, you handle the trades and the clients and all that stuff. If I stay out of your way, will you come back? And I'm like, if you can do that. And it worked until COVID. So
Oh, right on.
yeah, because he's he only does two things. He works and he travels.
Right.
And when you take one of those away, COVID, you can't travel.
Yes.
He became a bit much to handle again. So
Well, that's yeah,
um,
you have to have your release or your hobby or whatever that thing
yeah,
is, else you anybody goes a little stir crazy.
yeah. Well, it's funny because he'd be away 2, 3 weeks at a time, and then he'd come back for a week or two, maybe sign checks, say good job, carry on, do what you
Right.
need to do. And it worked out great. And we couldn't do wrong. Like everything was running fine. And then it was as soon as COVID hit and he was around all the time, it was like, oh, all we did was wrong. He was just on us all the time. And I'm like,
Uh yeah,
this ain't
that's
working.
demoralizing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he also wasn't a people person either. So he was constantly, apologizing on his behalf on how he was treating our trades and even our own teammates. So, after I think the fourth time we took him for lunch to sit him down, me and another project manager to say, hey, like this has got to change. Um, he finally treated me the wrong way.
Oh,
So
okay. And you said to
yeah,
hell with it.
yeah, he actually, and he would do the silliest things, like just like absolute drama for no reason. Like
Mm,
I had a roofer, he's busy, but he loaded a roof for us, protected it first, put the peel and stick down, loaded it, said, I'll be back in a week when I'm done the other job, or in a few days, when I'm done the other roof I'm on right now.
right.
Nope, no problem. Perfect. We're watertight now. We can continue with rough in, start trying out. This is perfect. Thank you, sort of thing, right? Well, Nick comes into the office and doing some paperwork and he goes, where's the roofer? Oh, he loaded it and he'll be back later in the week or early next week once he's done the other roof he's on. Well, that's unacceptable. We're keeping the roofs, tell him the shingles and they're ours and he's not to come back. I'm like, well, how does that work? I'm like, for one, we haven't paid for the shingles, they're his. Um, and two, this is common practice. Like it's common for very rare for a roofer to load a roof and actually start it that day. So in busy times, anyways.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, I won't have it. I'm like, well, you're being unreasonable. I'm not going to do it. I'm not calling him. And the schedule's not impacted. We're the plumber's there. The heating guy starts tomorrow. He'll be back end of the week or early next week to carry on with the roof. Like we're
Oh
good.
shit, hey.
So he goes, no. So he ends up calling the roofer. And long story short, the roofer called me and was appalled by the conversation they had had, and Nick had referred to me as a dog in his conversation. He's like, "You
Oh
don't
my.
talk to me. You don't talk to my dog. You talk to me."
Oh,
So the roofer's like, "I can't believe he talk about you that way." And so I called him on it. I was at site. He came to site, and I called Nick on it. He said, "I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I was wrong."
That was that.
but it wasn't good enough anymore. That was the last straw sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
well, that's fair. There's only so much bullshit a guy could take.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was a Friday actually, and then I got home that night, told the wife, said I think I'm going to do my resume up and see what's out there.
Oh, good.
So I think we have plans Saturday, Sunday. I did up my resume. I sent it out that night. So looked at LIDA, looked at I think it was GT Man, Verity. I think we're the three builders.
Okay.
Dave, I sent it out Sunday. Dave called me Monday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, when can you come in for an interview?" And I'm like, "Can you come in today?" I'm like, "No," but I'm like, "I can come in tomorrow, sure." So Tuesday went down, interviewed with Dave.
Nice.
It was probably it was weird because it'd been a while, so hadn't been through an interview, right? So I
Right.
felt grueling. It was like, what the heck? Like, I had three different people asking me questions. Like, this is
Right.
intense. So, but anyways, long story short, an hour and a half later, got through the interview. He called me 10 minutes later, said, "Hey, when can you start?"
Oh,
So,
beautiful. Good.
yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah, no, it was great. I gave 3 weeks just to help, you know. There were some people that we had in place at the other company. I didn't want to leave in a bad place.
Yeah,
So
that's
I,
respectful. That's a lot of, yeah,
I,
your respect for your team.
the right hand guy there, he ended up leaving him eventually 6 months later and can't come into work for Lita as well.
Oh,
So
okay. Right on.
yeah.
And so is
So
he still on your team then?
yeah, Keith. Yeah. So I've been here 4 years this month, actually.
Oh,
This
nice.
four years this April that I've been here, and it'll be 4 years for Keith this July, I believe,
Okay.
July August.
Nice.
So yeah, and probably the best move I've ever made because Dave's a pretty driven guy. He had a lot of systems and processes in place. Not that we don't need to improve on anything, but it was nice coming to a company that did have a good base. Not only with the systems and processes, but the people. Like Dave had a lot of good hires in place. And same thing, like not that some people haven't come and gone in that 4 years, but those good people are still here, like the
Right.
the important ones. So and we're all like-minded, we're all driven, we all want to get shit done. We live and breathe our core values. We all kind of see things similarly. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and that makes us different one way or the other. But collaboratively, it's great to work with like-minded people. And for a guy who lets me learn and pushes me to be better. So it's great. I wish I'd had it sooner in life. Like I turned 49 I turned 49 on Sunday, right? Like, I wish I
Oh,
could rewind time. If you could only be 25, 30 years younger to do this over again. But it's just how life is. You don't learn what's important to you typically till you
well,
like I just said, you wish you were younger, but that's not the case. So
well, I guess the other thing too is the interesting story about Dave is like even when he started his company, like he
yeah.
wasn't a young man getting into construction either, right?
No, he was
So,
my age.
yeah.
He really like Leader really started in 98.
Yeah.
98? Yeah. No, not 98. Sorry, 2008. He had been doing stuff on and off, but when he made his decision to transfer from the police force and fully retire and take on the company full time,
Yeah.
yeah, it's yeah, because he just turned 60. So that sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, which is kind of a cool story in itself to
yeah,
think about that
because
like
98 is when he did his first little bathroom. And
okay.
it's funny how the tides turn. That bathroom he did was for his boss at the time, who now works for us as our property manager.
Oh, interesting.
So now Dave's his boss.
Right.
So it's like, because he retired
Uh,
from the police force too. But yeah, no, it's been great. It's been a great
yeah.
4 years. So
Well, and like I was thinking about how, we bumped into each other down at the International Builders Show, and like
Yeah.
it. I think you were the only face that I feel like I knew when I was down there, which was like surprised that I even bumped into with how absurdly like how many friggin' people are there.
Well, yeah, like
I
there
was
there's
blown
more
away.
people there than where you live.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there was actually.
For a convention, right? Like that's
Yeah.
crazy. So,
Yeah, it
uh,
that was an absurd adventure. I like my first day there. I I was overwhelmed for the first 3 hours. I was like,
mhm.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. This building is so big. It was weird how it was like you kind of up and down and how like you had to travel through the place. And after you got that sorted out, it was much better. But like
Yeah,
the the amount of floors and trying to like navigate which floor you need to be on to even get to the other set of buildings.
yeah. Well, and it's your first one, but
Yeah,
the more you go, the more you weed out what's important to you and what's not, like what you
right.
want to get from it. So for me, it's about all the education sessions, getting as many as I can in and hopefully getting some takeaways from those. I had my designer with me here this year, so which was great. So I
Oh,
was
cool.
like, I'm not, you can show me a couple things on the floor, but I'm not, I'll worry about education sessions and, networking in the Builder 20 lounge, with some people and stuff like that and stay away from the floor. I
Yeah.
checked out a few things. There's always some cool things there, but yeah, so,
And so you've been in doing construction here for a bit. So like when you think about because this industry is not the easiest, I guess, to say the least. Like in the fact
no.
that like the amount of stress that you need to take on to make it through the day. So what do you think it is that like gets you up in the morning to like go and do this fight again? Is it something that's like making you there's like things that are exciting about it, or is it like the amount of being able to create something out of nothing, or what do you think it is that is like
Um,
drives you?
well, a lot of when our clients are happy.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's
So,
helpful.
and it is our core focus as a company is create a wow experience for our team and clients. And it's in my nature. I'm a person of service. I like taking care of people, making, and helping them be better and be able to do their job and enjoy doing it. So, and I live that every day, personally and professionally. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I don't mind construction. I'm not in the tools like I used to be anymore or managing the site, but every day is a different day too, right? Yeah, it's hard, but the industry is always evolving. Things are always changing, and every day is a different day. Like, it doesn't matter how many jobs you happen to go because each one is typically not in the exact same place, right? Like, one you can have one insulating, you can have one painting, you can have one with the foundation going. Like, there's different hurdles and things to address and things to book and trades to line up, and it's great. Like, I don't know. I couldn't see myself doing the same thing every day. Like,
Right,
being a factory worker or something where you're doing something repetitive. Like, I yeah, I wouldn't survive that.
right.
So,
So I guess it's the like the ability of constant change and being able to
yeah,
like that drives you to be excited about like I'm going to go into work. I do believe that we do have a direction that we're going, but
yeah,
that there's a path that's going to be less traveled and we're going to make it through this.
yeah. That's a different way to put it. I like it. Yeah, there's always a direction for sure. You always want to be moving forward
Yeah.
and up, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's tough this time right now.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
definitely a little bit trickier right now. Yeah.
leads and contracts in this environment are tough right at the moment, but whatever we've been brainstorming the last couple of weeks, right? Like last week was our leadership and our quarterly,
Okay.
and this morning I actually had my construction operations quarterly. So we've got some good rocks in place to push some things along. Obviously, the focus is sales, because that died right off after Tariff Tuesday, right? Like, there's a lot of fear out there, and people aren't
Yes.
wanting to spend a lot of money at the moment. So we're kind of a big ticket item. So we gotta, I'm hopefully after this election on Monday, we can get some,
Momentum going.
some momentum
Yeah.
and see where this goes. Hopefully whoever's in there brings some positive change and, we can start turning this country around and our
Yeah.
economy around and make it happy times again.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, there's definitely like an amount of people that are just, and like I can say that even for myself, you're feeling like you want to keep all your chips close to your chest and make
Yeah,
sure that if you're going to make a purchase that it's going to be the right one.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, and like
yeah,
when you're dealing with, all the money that somebody's potentially ever accumulated in their life and deciding to spend that right now, you can understand why some people are like, oh well, maybe it's gonna be better in 6 months, and so we just gotta assume that it will be, and that life will get back to normal here sooner than later.
yeah.
So what is like a normal day look like for you? Like what's your roles? Like what are you expected to do on a normal day?
Okay. A normal day for me, I'm up 4:30.
Yep.
Um, feed my buddy RJ. That's our cat.
Oh, nice.
So,
What kind of cat is it? Tell me a little
uh,
bit about a cat.
he's a mixed breed, and history on RJ is kind of funny. So we had when in Alberta and Calgary, we got a beagle for the kids, and loved her, but she was a pain in the ass. Anyways, she got poisoned
Oh,
and
wow.
ended up getting meningitis. She killed a rat that was poisoned, right?
Oh, okay.
And got meningitis when her immune system was weak, and until they figured out what was wrong with her, and then they got her on the mend. Anyway, she ended up being on prednisone for the rest of her life. And because of the rat situation, we got a cat to help with the rat situation. We live in Cowichan Bay. There's rats and mice and farms and all sorts of things. It used to be, a port back in the day, so they're around. Um, anyways, the dog passed. The wife and kids wanted another dog, and I'm like, you guys are, 16, 14, you're gonna be out of the house soon. Mom and I are gonna be stuck with this dog. Like, so I sold a second cat hard. I'm like, and then finally the wife, she bit, she's like, no, you're right. We don't want to be stuck with a dog after the kids move out and stuff. So long story short, second cat it is. Well, by chance, my daughter's friend had a litter of cats that week. Perfect. Can you ask if we can have them? And they're like, yeah, we can. We get the first pick. Like no one's reached out yet. Great. So we went over that night, grabbed a bottle of wine on the way to give to them for the cat. Get there because they said they didn't want anything. Well, we got to get them something. So we get there and the kids pick like the runt of the litter. This little guy, black with a little fluff of white on his chest and his head. Okay, so we take him home. Well, we thought it was a her. They picked it up and they go, oh, this is a girl. And we go, okay. So we take it home. The kids name it Rosie. Well, a month later, Rosie was walking around with a little package, and I'm like, I don't think Rosie's a Rosie anymore. So I don't know if you guys want to rename Rosie or what. So the kids think about it, like, yeah, we're gonna rename the cat, and we'll think about it. Next day, we're at the dinner table. The kids are like, yeah, we thought of a new name for the cat. Like, great, what is it? RJ. RJ? What? What? Why RJ? That's kind of a different name. Like we never heard RJ before. And it just happened to be at the time where this was happening in news, but reverse Jenner.
Oh,
So
oh man, hilarious.
yeah.
Awesome.
So, anyways, like I said, my day starts with RJ.
Yeah,
I'm his person. He loves me. He always runs to the door when I get home, and he always follows me to the kitchen in the morning when I get up. So I feed him first. And here's another story. So we didn't want to get another dog because the dog's a bit more work than a cat. It can
fair
be the
enough.
cat typically. Well, the RJ ends up getting diabetes. I got to give him a shot with his food every morning and every night, just like a human. It's like, are you kidding me? So
Oh,
yeah. So, anyways, get up with RJ, and then I sit and do some stretching and kind of meditating and breathing
nice.
while I do my MITs for the day. So my MITs are my most important tasks. So I do three things that need to get done every day. and make sure those are the top priority to get those three done. They can be personal, professional, whatever they may be. Typically ones to do with like health, like either doing a bike ride, or a workout or something. Try and do something like that in there. And then the other two typically are work for the most part. It could be something else, family related or whatever, but those are my three most important things I need to accomplish that day. So I do that. It's I'm part of an accountability group, so I send it off to the group. Normally, I go go do my HIIT workout, and then pack up my lunch, shower, and hit the road.
Nice.
And depending on the time, I'll either do the drive if I leave early enough. If it's a little later, I'll take the little ferry from Mill Bay over to Brentwood
Oh, okay.
and just hotspot off my phone so I can be productive, keep working. And then, yeah, and then let's see. And then I start diving into what needs to be tackled that day. So we just went through a couple quarterlies. So the next few weeks are going to be getting some to-dos cleaned up and getting my rocks established on all platforms and start working on those and pushing those along. Every 2 weeks, I've got payroll review to do, and there's the usual type stuff. But job reviews, site inspections, I check in with clients monthly myself personally, so
Yeah.
make sure that they're happy. And then yeah, and they just make sure my team's taken care of for, and then I'm doing everything I can to help them keep going on what they need to get done.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Yeah, it's you can tell that you do care about people.
yeah.
You express that a couple times now, and like, and now how that's important to you, and
Yeah.
that's a good quality to have. That's like, it's not just you that's going to get this done. It's a
Mhm.
group of people that are all going to come together. And
I think I come by it honestly. My old man's pretty similar.
okay, cool.
We were up at the farm this weekend, and he wants to dawdle on you, and he doesn't want you to touch anything. He's always got it handled, right? Like,
Oh,
come
okay.
on, just you got to be able to help with something, right? Like, so,
And
but yeah,
what is you said at the farm? What is this? What is the farm?
yeah, my parents' farm. They live kind of in between Courtney and Cumberland.
Okay.
So you probably know the info center there. As soon as you turn off the highway, there's
Yeah.
that jet and the pedestal there.
Yeah.
So that road's Minto Road. The farm's down that road. Actually, they
Oh,
got 60 acres down there.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
And what's the farm? Does it produce anything?
Yeah, they still got their farm status.
Okay.
So they've got a couple hundred laying birds. They do meat birds twice a year. They do turkeys once a year. Um, they've got one horse right now. Mom's looking for another. Got a few goats, three dogs, and a cat.
Wow.
Um,
Full
and
house.
they lease the hay out, which is nice now. So they keep a 100 or 200 bales for themselves, and then whoever they lease it to keeps the rest. They used to do lambs, but they stopped doing that. It's a lot of work. They're
Right.
getting up there, so they do enough to keep the farm status.
Yeah.
So, but and then yeah, it's nice because all the siblings are older, have kids, like we're all busy, and it seemed like I was the only one that was making time to come up and help with the hay or help with whatever the farm needed. And I
Right.
live a couple hours away, so I'm kind of glad they've got it dialed back a bit, and it's manageable for them even at their age. They can still do it for quite a few years. They're in a nice little bungalow, and it's a good setup for them. you
So did
know
you grow up on a farm then, Terry?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
that okay. So that's
Not
so
that one in particular, but I grew up on another one. um it was only 7.5 acres, the other one. And uh my grandparents used to own a couple meat shops in Courtney and Comox,
oh, okay.
Dick's Quality Meats. So we used that farm to raise the turkeys and
Oh, I see.
whatnot,
Cool.
for the meat stores,
Right.
because they did them themselves in house. But yeah,
Huh.
no.
Wow, that's yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've never had any people around me that have been like that had a farm. So I've never really experienced that
Oh,
like
okay.
that being I have you watched that show called Little Big Farm?
No.
Okay, it's a pretty
Um,
cool documentary. It's
okay.
about this family in California
Little
and
Big Farm.
yeah, Little Big Farm. And essentially, these two people, they buy this piece of land, they romanticize about what having a farm would look like and their journey through from the romanticized version of actually owning a farm compared to the real life struggle of having a farm and how that all works together. And so they did it in a way that they were trying to do like I guess it's kind of regenerative farming where
Yeah.
everything kind of like plays off of each other.
Okay.
But it's a pretty heartwarming tale as it plays out. But
Okay.
so you watch a show like that and it kind of makes you excited about what that would look like as in my later years of um if that would make sense for me or not. But
Okay. I'll have
yeah,
to check that out.
yeah.
I've watched the guy from the car show, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy Clarkson's farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
That
one too. I
I
like
like
that one.
that. That
Yeah.
was a good show.
Yeah.
He's got like the Lamborghini tractor.
Yeah.
He just causes shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That poor guy that's got to fix and clean up after him and all of his
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. I can't think of his name, but yeah, poor and that's actually there was an episode, like I don't know how much of it's kind of like made up, but the first episode when they actually hire him on was actually the real clip of him hiring him. And so that's his one of his like main actual reactions to him being like, you're like you don't know anything. Like why are you starting to start a farm? You know?
Perfect.
Yeah. And so yeah, because he did his own little like comedy sketch because he was trying to promote farming in I guess I can't remember what if they're in uh, Scotland or Ireland or if they're in I don't know which country they were in for the show, but um yeah,
I think
anyways,
they're in England, aren't
are
they?
they in England? Okay, maybe
Yeah,
they are.
some countryside of England somewhere, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, he's trying to promote farming up there and that's his like, what he's him giving back and so yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty funny, but
That's a good show.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, hey Terry, I'm so happy that you were able to come on here today and we were able to have this, chat and be able to share a little bit about you and your journey and I'm excited that we're able to see each other a little bit more with the
yeah.
Canadian home builders and doing this and so thank you so much Terry for coming on to your today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with anybody today?
Um, no, just thanks for having me on. It
Yeah,
was
no
great
worries.
to just have a good bullshit,
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
me and my life. And maybe next time we can talk about some actual building or something.
Hey, well, you know what? The thing is it kind of just goes where it goes. And like,
Yeah.
I like the fact that we just kind of had a chat and it did have to do with construction at certain points, but it's
Yeah.
also about the journey of like what it's like to, to have these different positions in construction so that people
Yeah.
can relate or understand if this is something they'd want to do. Because like, lots of people would think of construction in a way that it's like, the people that are actually doing the building and like thinking about swinging a hammer and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
there's other places in construction that people might
Yeah.
not think about. So that's something that I think is good that came out today.
No, it's a journey, all right.
Yeah, for sure it is. Yeah.
It's been a long one.
Yeah, right
So,
on. Oh, sweet.
yeah,
Well,
it was
thank
great
you.
seeing you. Thanks
Yeah,
for having me
thanks.
on.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you at the next CHBA event.
Yeah, right on. Thank you, Terry.
Cheers, man.
Bye.